Hi, I'm Wayward, and this is Command & Conquer 3 Kane's Wrath 1.03 on the map Tournament Odyssey. Have today a 1 versus 1 between Charles Warmonk as the teal, a very appealing color, teal scrin at the bottom left, just getting out that first assimilator and second assimilator to go capture those Tiberium spikes. And on the other side is the yellow GDI, probably also sending out those engineers to capture their Tiberium spikes. This, of course, is Senna as the yellow. It's actually the Steel Talons, I believe. Got that heavy harvester, so I think so. Interesting to see. Charles Warmonk is going for the fan favorite, or one of my favorites to see anyway, the Disintegrator Rush. Looks like 5 squads of Disintegrators, 2 of Buzzers. We are also continuing on the standard issue build order for Command & Conquer 3 Kane's Wrath with that Extractor followed by a Warp Sphere to get a couple more of these harvesters out. I don't know if I mentioned Warmonk is not base Scrin, he's Traveler 59. So just following this rush here to see what happens. Senna, obviously doing what you'd expect with the as the GDI, just getting those 2 refineries, getting a couple of those heavy harvesters out. I recently actually learned that the ideal mix for a Tiberium field is 2 refineries and 5 harvesters. So I'm going to start trying to pay more attention to that sort of thing. That Tiberium spike is not going to be long for the world, already taking that advanced damage state and about to go down. Now these Disintegrators do not have the move speed. Looks like we've already got Warmonk on the next Tiberium patch. Trying to run away, just losing units, taking damage against this from this mobile repair trade? I thought it was just a normal old APC, but apparently not. I guess the Steel Talons get a fancy APC. I feel like I probably should have known that, but oh well. Over here we have an Extractor and 2 more of those harvesters out. Pretty standard, actually. Transitioning away from that build has sold off the initial portal. Also, on Senna's side, we have a slightly slower expansion already transferring over that rocket harvester, and there's the refinery. Nothing too fancy here. Senna managed to hold that rush okay, did lose one of his tip spikes, which is not ideal. Looks like he is now pushing out. Warmonk doing a little bit of light harass here, and Senna getting out those Titans. So I do think in this matchup, Traveler 59 is definitely favored. We got that portal back out, producing something or other. Let me just see. No tech yet for Warmonk, still on tier 1. Repair transports are action-packed. Mine drop, evacuate, call for transport, repair vehicle. A lot of abilities on those. Warmonk not able to hold up against this heavier force, especially with that Titan involved. Decent composition for Senna, and Warmonk is unable to keep anything at this point, anything substantial on the field. We do have a pretty big defensive force here. We have, of course, our first cultists out, which means we must have... Yeah, there's the nerve center. So this is where Traveler 59 is going to start getting annoying, able to start stealing units from his opponent. And this Steel Talons army is not yet too large. We do have our first hammerheads out. Not entirely sure what he's doing. I think he's trying to get around his opponent's army. Actually, Warmonk's army is now pretty large, and there's our stasis chamber, getting some upgrade or other. We will have to take a look and see what he's getting. Oh, interesting. Shock troopers. I love seeing advanced infantry being used, so I'm quite happy with this. This Steel Talons army is still very small, and with those... Okay, we do have the movement speed, the legs on the infantry, and those cultists with the legs are going to be really annoying. Already we see the descents with the legs are pretty frustrating also. Held pretty well by Senna, actually. So well played there. Senna also has the tier 2 and tier 3, getting some upgrade or other from that. Unfortunately, I can't see what the upgrade is. Wolverine's out. So Senna's actually holding this pretty decently. Oh, but it does seem that Warmonk does have that EMP control center in the middle of the map. And we do have tier 3 and the gravity stabilizer for Warmonk, as well as double barracks. Down comes a scanner sweep right on top of that army, actually. This is a fast and pretty nasty army. What happened there? God. Shock Trooper teleport on top of those units and crushing them right good. Wow. Senna really committing to this, but I'm not sure he has really the force needed to take care of it. He is pushing Warmonk back, but I think that's more of a... Get the Prodigy out, and Storm Columns. Just a lot of high-tier stuff coming out, and double gravity stabilizer. So we're going to see a lot of air from our Traveler 59 player. That makes sense. Senna has expanded, does have some AA, does have a watchtower, in fact has AP ammo, but his army is pretty small, forced to kill off some of the Titans because of that mind control. Let's take a look over here. Wait, hold up. No, tier 3 was not sold, okay. The base is looking a little skimpy, though. I think he's sold off some stuff, including his air. That may hurt him. These Storm Riders are actually being pretty annoying. Prodigy seeing how it can be annoying. Oh my god, I didn't even realize you could do that. Prodigy capturing that cannon tower, forcing a reaction from Senna. Senna on double factors, I think that makes sense. I guess he moved the airfield. I guess that makes sense, trying to kind of relocate. A lot of AA coming up from Senna right now. Those tripods zooming in. What's going on with these Titans? Adaptive armor, maybe? Oh, down goes the EMP, but only EMP'd a couple of Titans, so not as good as it could have been. Oh, it's an ability. He's popping adaptive armor. That is clever. He's taking advantage of that Steel Talon bonus. Let's take a quick look. Both players are now on their third expansion. I actually really like this by Warmonk, taking that expansion point and not having to move his drone ship again. Really densely packed base here. Good for defense at this stage of the game, I think. Potentially bad if something gets up in here, as we see here. Actually, the growth accelerator, so it's nice to see that sort of thing happen. I don't know if that's because of tier 3 or if Warmonk plays that way, but I don't see those in every match. It's nice to see some commitment being made. We've got 6 Storm Riders doing a pretty good job. We have the timing slow field, whatever the name of that is. It's a pretty cool effect. Probably not as useful as the regular sprint version, but still kind of handy. I'm not entirely sure what even this Prodigy is doing. Units, teleport itself, mind control, and area control. I think maybe he's trying for area mind control? I don't exactly know. Senna actually able to clean up that base pretty convincingly, is getting out with some losses. Lost a couple of Titans there. Warmonk with Storm Riders. Actually, I think a decent portion of his army at this point is Storm Riders. They're doing pretty well. Steel Talon army with unlimited hit goals for anti-air. Area mind control on that Prodigy. Prodigy managing to stay alive is quite annoying. Oh my goodness, Warmonk going all in on the air. Got that Devastator warship out. Very cool to see that. But yeah, there's not a whole lot of AA over here, and I'm not entirely sure how Senna's going to continue to react. I do like the mixing of the missile squads in the pit bull. I don't think they're really cutting it. Oh! Overlord draft comes in right on top of that army. That was a lot of damage. That was well targeted. That crushed a significant portion of Senna's army. Just in time for these disintegrators to come out to bulk up the forces of Warmonk. And we have an EMP come down with no good time for adaptive armor. No, there it goes. But a bunch more Titans going down. That must have been very frustrating for Senna to have that happen. He saw it coming, he was moving through it, tried to react, just couldn't quite get that. Went from really having a dominant army to having a lot of... Oh my gosh! Planetary assault carriers. It's been a long time since I've seen those come out, which is very neat to see. Wow, yeah, there's the signal transmitter and all in on the PACs. That is quite fun to see that really heavy Air Force. Really feel bad for Senna, though. He went from really dominating to now being pretty badly crushed by the PACs at this point. Oh my gosh, look at that. That is brutal. Oh, finally we get the slingshots out. I wasn't 100% sure Senna could train those, but that's a really good AA unit, and we do have a lot of AA turrets here. Oh, that Prodigy. Very annoying. Oh my god, look at all these units. Senna's heart must be in his throat at this point of the match. Another AA battery. There's actually a decent amount. What is Senna doing over here? Let's see. Devastator warships taking out those AA batteries from a distance. There's not a lot of AA here, and this is a huge air force. A handful of missile troopers and slingshots I don't know are going to cut this. Well, I do know. I'm pretty sure it's not. This is a nasty, frightening army from Warmonk, and I don't think that Senna has anything that's going to be able to respond to this. This is just picking away at Senna's forces. I mean, look at that. How many PACs are there? 6? 5, and then there's 4 PACs. You gotta love to see it, though. Oh, the Prodigy again jumping in and being annoying. And we have additional support from those Storm Riders. And an EMP coming down from that EMP control center that Warmonk still holds. Mind out that one. This actually has mostly refilled itself. Oh, we have some stalled harvesters here. That looks like that's about all she wrote for Senna. No real income. The base just wiped out. The Prodigy continuing to make a nuisance of itself. Warmonk has really kind of dictated the pace of this game for most of the match. There was a really powerful push by Senna in the earlier third of the match, but I just don't see Senna being able to bring this back. More Harvester's not doing it yet. I wonder if Senna has actually given up at this point. And they're just kind of watching the action. He's kind of running his stuff away. It's just no income over here. It looks like for a while he was long distance mining from his con yard over here. But yeah, with the range of the PAC and the range of the Devastators, got some tripods. There's Storm Riders a second ago. And that is that. So, brutal match for Senna. Really well played by Warmonk. Gotta love to see that. Possibly some balance issues. Hard to tell from just one match, but that seemed pretty kind of straightforward for Warmonk. So anyway, I'm Wayward, and this has been Command & Conquer 3 Kane's Wrath 1.03 Community Patch.